Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Now I will present my final year project with the title of Traditional Food Classification based on country using convolutional neural network. First is Introduction, Background Study. Based on the When Essential website, there are a lot of factors that influence the food culture around the world, but the most is the way they make their food culture by having and utilizing specific and special ingredients and spices in their foods. Based on article written by Mora and the group, deep learning is a method of categorizing, grouping, and predicting objects using a neural network trained on a massive quantities of data. Problem statement. First, people must wonder what kind of traditional food that each country has to keep healthy. Second, to calculate a nutrient food for each traditional food, the researcher needs to classify the traditional food images first. Third one, people who want to prepare and cook the traditional food wonder about the type of food based on country, especially for the beginner chef. And the fourth one, people who go on the vacation abroad for the first time and want to try a traditional food might have problems recognizing the traditional food at that country. All these problem statements have reference from the articles. A simple survey conducted using Google Forms in May 2021 found out that 59% of native Malaysians do not have a knowledge regarding the traditional food based on country. Next research question. First, what are the features for traditional food images based on country? Second, how to apply CNN for developing a model for food classification based on country. Then, research objective. First, to identify the features of food images for food classification based on country. Second, to apply CNN for developing a model for food classification based on country. Then, research scope. First, target user. Specialized for anyone who wants to know more about traditional food by country, especially chef and traveling person. This prototype also can be used by citizens. Second, technique will be used. The convolutional neural network CNN as it's a neural network. Third, dataset. Traditional food around the world dishes dataset with a collection of food images from Kaggle website. List of countries in this dataset are America, China, Europe, India, Korea, then Japan. And the last one, expected output. This system that will able to classify the nationality of food to 4 types of countries, which are Chinese, India, Japanese, and Korean, together with the uniqueness of food from each country. Next, research significance. First, this project helps to provide knowledge and information regarding the classification of food based on country for those who try to calculate the nutrient of food. Second, the findings of the study will directly benefit users who want to know more about the nationality of food based on country to keep their health. Third, people who want to cook the traditional food based on country and go on vacation abroad can easily gain information. Chapter 2, Literature Review. This LR has been divided into 2 parts. First part is traditional food by country. As for Chinese food, next for the Indian food, for the Japanese food, after that for the Korean food. Second part is AI technique, CNN. Next, transfer learning, then VGG16. Next, for the related works. The previous researcher has been used the other technique to do classification, which is random forest classifier, and reach the accuracy more than 90%. Besides that, other researchers found out that heart sound recognition rate is better by using CNN than other methods, with an average recognition rate of 80.2%. Next, research methodology. First, preliminary study. The activities that involved in this preliminary study are identify problem related to food based on country. Second, discuss with the supervisor regarding the topic selection. Third, research about nation's foods. Fourth, conduct a survey about a knowledge of Malaysian regarding food from other countries. Second, knowledge acquisition. The activities is read articles and case study about food based on country, AI techniques, and also related works. Third, data collection. Download dataset from Kaggle website. Fourth, system design. The activities are design system architecture, design system interface, and design system knowledge base. Fifth, system development. The activities are code the system prototype using Python language and also train the model. This model will be trained into 3 different ratios, which is first, 90% of training set and 10% of testing set. Second, 80% of training set and 20% of testing set. And the third one, 70% of training set and 30% of testing set. 6. System evaluation. The activity in this system evaluation is testing the model. And the last one is documentation, which is write a final report. The next chapter is results and finding. For the model training result, custom CNN architecture, the trained model that uses a 70% of training dataset and a 30% of testing dataset is the best. It achieved the highest accuracy among others, where 24.33% of accuracy and 138.64% of loss. The result shows the training of custom CNN needed more data to train the model. And the second one, VGG16 architecture. The trained model that used a 70% of training dataset and a 30% of testing dataset is the best. It achieved the highest accuracy among the others, where 97.50% of accuracy and 10.26% of loss. This model will be used for user interface development. For user interface, the system prototype has been tested to classify food images using a validation dataset that has never been used during training and testing the VGG system model. The validation dataset has been created using manually selecting images. The prototype was tested with 5 different food images for every country from the validation dataset. How to use the user interface? First, user has to click upload a food image. For example, I choose Chinese 4. Then, user has to click classified image. As a result, country name will be output as China, and the uniqueness of country's cuisine also will be output. Next, I will choose Indian 2. Then the country name will be put up as India, together with the uniqueness of country's cuisine. Same goes for Japan and Korea. As a result, the system is able to classify all the food images accurately. Now, I will try to use the images from Google where I search for those country food from Google. For example, Japanese food. I will try to test this food image in my user interface. As a result, the image is correctly classified to Japan. Next, I will try with the Korean food. Unfortunately, this Korean food is wrongly classified because there are a lot of items in that image. The images from Google, the system can classify Chinese, Indian, and Japanese food. In contrast, Korean food is wrongly classified as Chinese food.